In the traffic control industry, we deal with road work, utility work, and emergencies occurring in the roadway, situations that are hazardous in nature, and we confront those dangers to ensure the safety of the workers and motorists involved. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, 891 fatalities occurred in 2022, and MDOT, Michigan Department of Transportation, tells us that in 2023 there were a staggering 8,017 work zone crashes, leading to 24 deaths. 24 people, and this includes construction and road workers, general public motorists, and pedestrians, all lost their lives due to increased danger in these work zones. This is where effective temporary traffic control is essential to the safety of everyone on the road, and it requires experience and proactive planning to be successful. Today, I will talk about something most folks never even give a second thought to. What is involved in temporary traffic control planning? And why is it crucial to the safety of workers and the general public? These traffic control plans lay out the groundwork for balancing road hazards while managing and maintaining traffic flow. The main goal to keep in mind while developing and implementing TTC plans is safety first and foremost, and next, minimizing traffic delays. We want to keep traffic flowing as smoothly as possible while also keeping everyone safe. Traffic control plans encompass a range of considerations. Because no two work zones are alike, and tailoring plans to fit each project is necessary. We look at traffic volume and type of roadway to decide on our plan. So first, let's look at the layout of the work site, and for this, I use Google Maps a lot. We are checking for info such as how many lanes, so we can determine things like if flaggers would be required, or maybe on a freeway with 8 lanes, just a right lane closure. Is there an intersection that would need additional provisions? We look at things like lane width and speed limit to determine other certain components of the TCP. And we need to ask our customers a lot of questions to find out what kind of work they're performing, etc. Are they getting into manholes in the middle of the road? Are they pouring concrete on the curb? How long is your project going to be for? Some are long, a few months. Only some others take a few hours. Now that we've gathered all that information, we can look to the standard traffic control typicals for help in the correct equipment and placement. The U.S. Department of Transportation has created typicals for almost every traffic control situation you may encounter. We refer to those traffic guidelines as the MUTCD, Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices. They're considered the minimum and basic requirements for safe TCPs. Each state has their own Department of Transportation that has their own set of rules and regulations that must be adhered to. Every state is different, and here in Michigan, our safety standards are a little more strict than others. As you can see by looking at the two traffic control plans here, Michigan's typical shows that we require more signage than the MUTCD. We must use the MDOT typicals and guidelines when we provide traffic control on Michigan MDOT roads, such as M36, and we are able to use the MUTCD on non-MDOT roads. However, we will generally stick with our MDOT typicals as they are considered safer, and the consistency and routine works best for efficiency. Now let's look at what this work zone is made up of. A temporary traffic control zone generally has 5 sections. First, the advanced warning area is used to alert drivers of the upcoming work and to give them time to adjust their speed and position. Here you will find signs such as the roadwork ahead. Next, the transition area used to guide drivers into the proper lane. This will be when traffic begins to literally transition lanes. The buffer area is important because it provides extra protection to workers and creates a barrier between the work area and the moving traffic. The buffer area will be larger in higher speed areas like the freeway. Work area, just as the name implies, where utility work or road work takes place. And last, the termination area, which is used to guide drivers back into the regular traffic flow. Here you'll look for the end roadwork sign. The tapers are channelizing devices, such as cones or drums, used to guide traffic through the zone or closed lanes and to separate opposing traffic flows. I am focusing on the 2 main tapers here so you can see in what section of the TCP they are located. The buffer and the work zone in the middle also require channelizing devices to create that barrier for the moving traffic. Knowing how to space signs and cones is a major part of TC planning and implementing. We have guidelines from the MUTCD as well as MDOT. Sign spacing distance is pretty easy to figure out using the chart. If your speed limit is 25, we space the signs 250 feet apart. Cone spacing is similar, 25 miles per hour, cones will be 25 feet apart. And for the buffer, we use this chart to determine length based on speed limit. As you can see here, the chart says 45 miles per hour, the buffer length is 230 feet. We have formulas that we can also use for finding out taper lengths. Another handy chart from MDOT. Using the chart here, we can find the taper length for a 30 mile per hour zone if we know the lane width. It's important to know that most lanes are at least 11 foot wide. 12 foot is considered ideal, so our lane today is going to be 12 foot wide in this scenario. The chart tells us that the taper length is 180 feet, and we need to use the formula. We should come up with the same conclusion. So length equals width times speed squared divided by 60. 30 squared is 900. 900 times 12 is 10,800. Divide that by 60 and we get 180. So yay, math. Okay, well, how many cones is that? Taper is 180 feet at 30 miles per hour. 180 divided by 30 is 6, so 6 cones. Now that we've covered just the basics of how we develop a traffic control plan, I think we can all see that effective temporary traffic control begins with a well thought out plan that aims to ensure the safety of everyone on the road. And we do strive to minimize the impact on road users and try to avoid impeding traffic flow as much as possible. However, we know that temporary traffic control may seem like an inconvenience when your commute is delayed, but it plays a crucial role in protecting lives. So next time you find yourself in a construction zone, take a moment to appreciate all the effort that goes into keeping you and those road workers safe. Feel free to ask me any ways in which you can help to keep our road users safe too. For now, please remember to slow down and give them a break. It could save a life.